So I did a thing. I did a cool thing. Maybe not a very practical thing, but a very cool thing. So many years ago, which seems to be a lifetime ago, I got to Boston, and I made 2 trips the first day I was there. One, I went over to Symphony Hall, and I said, hey, do you guys need ushers or anything? And I got a job as an usher. Then I went to, around the corner, Rayburn Music, which was right next to Symphony Hall, and said, hey, I used to work at a music store when I was, at home. Do you need anybody to work at the store? And I got a job at Rayburn Music. And I was in charge of the brass department at Rayburn Music for a couple years before they hired someone who really knew what the heck they were doing, which is Lee Walkowicz, my good friend. He's actually the one that really knows what he's doing. Chestnut's trying to tell me that he wants to go out. He'll have to wait. He just came in. So, anyway, in those years that I was working at Rayburn, some things came through which sometimes I wish I, looking back, I'm like, man, I should have kept that thing. And one of those things is a Maynard Ferguson Firebird. Now, we had an actual Holton Firebird. That was the brand that Maynard was using at the time. And this thing came through, and it was really cool. Now, I'm a big Maynard Ferguson fan. Some of you might be as well. The Superbone is what we most think of for this weird instrument that Maynard played, which was a valve trombone with a slide. But he also had the trumpet version, and that was called the Firebird. Now, he used this in the 70s and 80s, late 70s, I believe, early 80s. I think Conquistador, he starts off with that. And also some of the Indian stuff that let him play in the microtones with it. And so I didn't keep it. I sold it. I believe I sold it to Dave Ballou. If he ever sees this, maybe he can tell me if he remembers whether my memory's serving me right or not. But anyway, I really wish I'd have kept it because I thought it was really cool. Well, a couple weeks ago, I saw this thing come up on Facebook, and I thought, well, that's kind of cool. Nah, I shouldn't. I'm not going to really do that. And then I saw it a couple days ago, saw it was still available, and thought, my goodness, if it's still there, that means that I'm supposed to have it, and my dog really wants to go outside, and he's going to have to wait. So, I did a thing, and I bought it. What we have here is a Berkeley Brass Firebird. Now, this is very inexpensive. Please forgive me for a moment. So, this is not a Holton. It's a Berkeley Brass, which is, it's not a premier maker. It's not like buying a Yamaha or a Schilke or a Bach, whatever. This is, pretty budget. The slides are a little bit stiff, but I have a Firebird. Now, I'm really impressed with how this thing plays. As a trumpet itself, just on its own, it's actually pretty darn good. Big sound, good sound, plays great, okay? But the cool thing about this is it has actually an extra minor third of slide room. So I'll be able to play this left-handed and go, I can play it just the slide. And if I combine them, I could do all kinds of interesting things, which perhaps in my line of work, in new music, maybe I'll find a use for it. Maybe I'll find some composers that want to write something for this. But really, I bought it on a lark to use as a teaching tool. Because in my studio, I always use my slide trumpet to do some important demonstrations as we're dealing with technical things. And this will give me even some more options of crossing breaks that are normally there, which can help me to make things clear for my students. But anyway, cool thing. I have a Firebird. It's a Berkeley. It's not very expensive. even new. It's not very expensive. Got it used. It's in great shape. It's fantastic. So, you never know. Maybe something fun will come of it. But no matter what, I now have a Firebird. Anyway, hope you like that. Take care.